Come in, Madame d'Alembert, come in.
Are you all right?
No, but a little shaken. Will you join me in a glass of wine, Madame?
Oh, no, thank you, monsieur. I have it. The 2 million francs.
This will be the first time in the history of the Third Republic that a premier of France has drunk in a tavern with 3 million francs on the table. Sit down, Madame.
Monsieur, you haven't changed your mind.
No. No, my dear. I'm an old man. I've been 40 years in politics. For 5 years I've been premier. But I've never amassed a personal fortune. I shall be very glad to leave my children and my grandchildren 2 million francs.
Then you will help Victor become Minister of Justice.
You would buy your husband one of the highest offices in France. Why?
I worship him.
Ah, yes. You would give him the cabinet ministry as a gift, like a jeweled watch or a magnificent ring to wear.
I would give him my life to make him happy.
Yours is not a marriage to Victor d'Alembert. It is a perpetual honeymoon.
How will you do it, monsieur?
Well, I am premier. I have influence. And Victor d'Alembert is an excellent minister of justice. He would be a very fine minister. I admire his energy and his ideals. I shall seek out his advice. I shall favor him.
Oh, I shall be forever grateful.
Now, my child, the 2 million francs will be gratitude enough. But the one obstacle is my present Minister of Justice, Paul Marin. He's a dangerous man. You witnessed what his agents tried to do just now. However, I shall maneuver him into a weak position.
Monsieur, are you certain you can do this?
If the knife goes no deeper next time.
I am unaccustomed to such matters. It's like another world. Could you give me some proof of your good faith?
Like a receipt for a bill? How old are you, my child? Well, out of compassion for your still green soul, I will give you a letter guaranteeing him the Ministry of Justice. Excuse me.
Yes, monsieur. The ambassador is here for his appointment.
Detain him downstairs a moment. I will give you the letter tomorrow evening, madame, at a little informal party at Paul Marin's. I will see that you get a ticket. Now, if you'll excuse me, madame, business presses.
Monsieur Marin.
Forgive me, gentlemen.
Sure. Victor d'Alembert is asking for the floor.
Whatever he says, I'll disagree with, so why listen? Let the debate go on without me.
But Premier Marcourt wants all his ministers. He wants the benches filled in the chamber. It's a party matter. The army budget...
Oh, Marcourt. I am the Minister of Justice, and justice should be above politics. Besides, I don't like having to listen to Monsieur d'Alembert speak. He's too ambitious. Ah, Madame d'Alembert.
Monsieur Marin.
A lovely flower comes to the Chamber of Deputies. Charming innocence sits in the galleries. Tell me, madame, why is it you come only when Victor d'Alembert speaks?
He is my husband.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Tell me, child, do you possibly think of him as a cabinet minister? In my place, perhaps? A word of caution, madame, from the Minister of Justice, who sees all, hears all, and tells very little. Love is not enough for political triumphs. It takes experience too, madame.
Monsieur,
Idiot, she almost saw you.
it would make no difference. Last night she brought the money to Premier Macron.
Are you sure?
Monsieur, I work for Macron too. I watched and listened outside the door. There's another thing, monsieur.
What's that?
A letter. Monsieur le Premier will give her a letter confirming their arrangement. Her simplicity, her inexperience touched him. Out of pity for her innocence, he will give her his written word at your party tomorrow night.
Macron? A letter in black and white? Oh, the old fox is turning into a fool.
Colleagues, fellow deputies from the far-flung corners of France, I, Victor D'Alembert, take an uncompromising...
Unyielding eternal position on this matter of the army budget.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. A game. A game you make of what is deadly serious.
Oh, but Victor, you were so wonderful in the chamber.
And you make a game of it when there is an important party we should be at.
But I'm all ready. In my most beautiful gown and my most dignified air.
It had better be, my girl. This is high honor. Invited to a small party with Macron and his ministers? Yes, I'm being singled out, favored.
Invited to the house of Paul Marin.
You don't like him?
He makes me uneasy. It's as though he can see right through me.
Which is the mark of a shrewd politician. Come. We'll be late.
Victor, is politics so important to you?
Important?
I mean to your happiness.
It is the air I breathe. You are important too, Danielle. But I would have no life without my career.
It will carry. The vote in the chamber will be closed, but it will carry. Ah, Marin, this is a small party. Save me from talking politics.
You see, gentlemen, the Premier turns his Minister of Justice into a policeman.
Are not the police the executors of justice?
You'll excuse me, gentlemen. Be clever, Pierre. The letter will be passed tonight. Watch Marcourt, watch Madame d'Alembert. Ah, Madame d'Alembert!
Monsieur Marin?
Victor, we're late.
Oh, no. We've just begun. You look charming tonight, Madame. Lucky you're a very fortunate man, Pierre. Lucky in your public life, lucky in your private life.
Victor. Madame d'Alembert.
Dear Victor, come. We will see what the others are doing.
I have something for you, madam, which we discussed at our last meeting.
Letter?
Yes. This covers the subject we spoke of. Put it by carefully. When Victor is Minister of Justice, burn it. Are you happy now?
You are
my
good,
child?
monsieur, good.
Say rather, madam, that I am rich. Victor, put it away.
Will you join us, monsieur?
In a moment.
Ah, monsieur. Will you come? I have an idea on the army budget. Will you hear it?
I should be very glad to. Excuse me, madam. Politics.
Ah, everyone deserts you, Madame? Here. Some champagne, Madame.
Yes, thank you, monsieur.
It must be quite exciting, eh, Madame, to be here among the greats of France? Drink, Madame, drink. Monsieur Chauvenet.
Monsieur Marin. Monsieur Marin.
Madame?
The letter.
Letter?
It was in the bowl. You were near it. Give it back.
I have committed an act of rudeness, is that it?
Give it back, monsieur.
Stop acting like a child. You conspire to force me out of the cabinet. Do you think I'd agree to that merely out of politeness?
I will tell everyone that you stole it.
By all means, tell them. And so will I. Indeed, I must. This scrap of paper gives me power and influence. Imagine the Premier of France caught in a blatant, crude attempt at bribery, and Victor d'Alembert, the rising young hope involved. Victor d'Alembert, who now will go to the limbo of French politics where he belongs, and it's his wife, his charming wife, who gives me the weapon with which to crush him.
Yes, of course. Will you excuse me, monsieur? Daniel, it goes famously. They praise my idea. They speak as though our future is assured.
Splendid, Victor. Madame, I must congratulate you on your husband's brilliant idea.
Victor, will you get me some champagne, please? Monsieur, the letter.
What?
Marin has it.
Madame? Monsieur.
Hi there. This is Rex Marshall speaking for Autolite. We'll get back to our suspense story, the Purloined letter, in just a moment. Now, while we take a brief intermission, I'd like to show you one of our little Autolite cartoons. This little story concerns a fellow named Charles, the chef, who was known far and wide for his culinary creations, particularly his wedding cakes. Well, this one was one of his finest, so Charles was delivering it himself, driving very, very carefully. But all of a sudden, Charles' car began to jump like a Jinx jitney. Oh, that's terrible. The bride and groom were terribly upset, and Charles, the chef, was fit to be fried. Well, I hope your car isn't bad enough to ever break up a wedding, but maybe it isn't giving you exactly the smooth kind of a ride that you'd prefer. So let me remind you that if your spark plugs aren't functioning properly, and if they're worn out, like this one, well, that may be the reason. But you know, when your spark plugs are right, you'll get quicker starts and smoother riding every single time. So that's why it's such a smart thing to pay a visit to your Autolite spark plug dealer. You see, he'll be ready to check your spark plugs with this exclusive Autolite plug check indicator. Now, simply by matching the appearance of your spark plugs with this handy indicator, you and your dealer can tell in a jiffy if they're right for the kind of driving that you do. Well, if cleaning or adjustments are needed, he has the proved Autolite spark plug cleaner and all the latest information on how to do the job quickly and efficiently. Now, if replacements are required, he'll recommend the proper type of ignition-engineered Autolite spark plug best suited to give your car smoother performance, quick starts, and gas savings. You know, all Autolite spark plugs are ignition-engineered by the same Autolite engineers who designed the coil, the battery, the distributor, the generator, and all the other important parts of the complete ignition systems which are used as original factory equipment on many leading makes of our finest cars and trucks. So that's why ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs are tops in quality and tops in performance. Visit your Autolite spark plug dealer. Easy to find them. Just look for this sign or simply call Western Union by number and ask for operator 25. Without obligation, she'll tell you the name of the nearest dealer where you can get ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs. So pay him a visit soon, won't you? Because remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite. And now, the second act of Edgar Allan Poe's classic story of suspense, The Purloined Letter, starring Mary Sinclair and Arnold Moss.
The rugs, the furniture. Look for secret drawers, any paper, anything that resembles a letter, bring it to me. Bills, notes, a notice from his tailor that money is due. Well, any sign of anything, any clue? It must be here, the other room. The fireplace. The candlesticks, are they hollow? It must be here somewhere. It cannot have been burned or destroyed. It must be somewhere about the place. Look again and again until you find it. Monsieur Marin.
The Premier of France, a common housebreaker?
You know why I'm here. Wait outside, gentlemen. The matter of housebreaking does not trouble me at all. There is more at stake than a mere legal indignity. I came for that letter.
Have you found it, monsieur?
No.
Such a pity.
I admit that you hide things well.
So well, monsieur, that you will never find it. And yet I can produce it at any time that I wish. A trick of magic, huh?
You're full of tricks, Monsieur Marin. Well, state your price.
Price?
Your price for the letter, for not making it public. State your price.
The political execution of the overambitious Victor d'Alembert.
I will no longer favor Victor d'Alembert.
Favor? You will drive him out of the political limelight, out of the party. He is to be nothing. I dictate the terms, monsieur, or I make the letter public, and you will have a shattering scandal in your old age.
Monsieur Marat, I accept your terms. You will destroy the letter, then.
That, monsieur, is the first of my requests. Afterwards, there will be others. Power, monsieur, cannot be hurried.
Throwing support only to Marat. Now, do you believe I make it up?
Victor, let us go away to the south. Forget all of this.
No. I've been betrayed. First favor, then nothing. Accord has been bought. I shall demand an explanation.
Monsieur Marcourt, your support came in time. Just in time.
Monsieur, I demand an explanation for your behavior toward me.
Demand, Monsieur d'Alembert. I do not answer ultimatums. You were saying...
Come, monsieur.
I will find out, I swear it. I will find out who or what is ruining my career.
See who it is. Come in, Madame d'Alembert.
Monsieur, I had to come.
It will do you no good to see me, my child.
You're the only one I have to turn to. I must have that letter. I'm desperate.
I have searched everywhere for that letter. I personally have searched carefully and methodically, and my men have searched repeatedly. The letter cannot be found.
Oh, but you are the premier.
I am too old for scandals. Too old to fight day and night against a man like Paul Marat. It's not Victor d'Alembert alone whose place he covets. It's mine, the premiership power. Here, read that. That's my letter of resignation.
Monsieur, you will not resign.
I am old and tired. I shall return your money to you, resign, and go home.
Oh, you cannot. I have no one else to turn to. Please, please hold on for just a little while.
To help you keep your marriage to Victor d'Alembert?
Oh, not only that. I began all this. It's my fault, my foolishness. Please, let me do something to make it right.
How? You must find the letter.
The letter must be someplace. Yes. Perhaps he keeps it on him.
Yes, I thought of that. He might keep it on his person.
Then he must be attacked.
Yes, he must be attacked, but I personally will not be responsible for that.
Then I will.
Good. If you have that much courage, go downstairs. You will find men down there. For a consideration, they will obey your instructions.
Thank you, monsieur.
The minister comes this way each evening at this time for a stroll, madame.
Alone?
That is his habit.
What will you do?
Do? Knock him on the head. Gently, of course, and then search him.
The letter must be on him. It's in a green envelope.
Madame, the question of price troubles me. 5,000 francs are not enough. This is my business. To knock a minister on the head is worth 10,000.
Agreed. I'll give it to you later. Only do it.
You should be here now. No letter on him at all.
I'll go to his house myself in the morning.
Madame D'Alembert.
I must see Monsieur Marin.
But it's early morning. Monsieur is still in bed.
I shall wait till he rises.
Well, perhaps later, madame.
I told you I would wait.
Very well, madame. Excuse me.
Where? Where? Think, Danielle, think. Not on his person. Where would he hide the letter?
I'll tell monsieur that you're here, madam.
Obvious places where no one would think to look.
Monsieur Marin? Monsieur Marin? The handwriting is the same. Each day follows the other. The handwriting is the same. Sending it through the mails to himself.
Are you in a hurry, madame?
I grew tired waiting.
My apologies. But I'm here now. The visit so early in the morning must indeed be urgent. What is it you wish, madame?
I've changed my mind.
You have? Is it about the letter? Oh, everyone looks, everyone searches, everyone attacks, and no one finds it. And yet it's all so simple. Pierre!
Monsieur? Yes, monsieur?
The mail, the thing I was expecting is missing. Where is it?
Well, I'll put it on the desk with the others, monsieur.
Thank you, Pierre. Perhaps Madame is interested in my mail.
Should I have been, monsieur? Excuse me.
One moment. Perhaps it has fallen. Near this side of the desk, perhaps. Or under the chair. We shall see if it has fallen. Or perhaps it's flown away. Letter, madame.
I did not take it.
No, of course not. Give me that letter! Perhaps you don't understand, madame. That letter is more important to me than Madame d'Alembert. I would have no compunction about killing you to get it. Your corpse might look quite attractive floating in the Seine. Give me that letter!
I will not, Monsieur Morin. My agents told me this morning that Mrs. D'Alembert had entered the house. Seize him. In that fireplace lie the ashes of your past and your future, Paul Morin.
Next week, Suspense will present an unusual documentary story entitled The Mandarin Murders, starring Robert Harris and Cloris Leachman.
This is the CBS Television Network.